boy. Y'all get on in here, man. Get on in here. Come on in here. Come on in. Come on, sit down. Find you somewhere to sit. We got to talk about this. Bro, what is going on my camera, dog? What's going on my camera? Camera wilding. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me. My camera wilding. All right. Yeah, man. Today was not good. Today was not good by any stretch of the measure. I can't figure out any phase of the game where the Panthers actually did anything. There's no silver lining. The moral victory crusaders, they're having a hard time. They're having a hard time finding the silver lining. Somebody check on the moral victory crew. Yeah, as soon as you start believing in them. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. I tried to say, man, like the losses, they were still losses. And they were like, we weren't getting beat by like, oh man, they just got the best of us. No, they were shooting themselves in the foot. The Panthers are making the same mental mistakes that they made today. They just didn't make as many the past few weeks as they did today. It's craziness. It's really crazy because with the Panthers being favored for the first time in 2 years, you just knew something was up. I mean, you knew it was gonna be something. Oh, it's water. It's all good. You knew something was up. You know, like, come on, man. The Panthers have no business being favored over anybody. They have no business being favored over anybody. Let's just be real. They can catch somebody slipping, but being favored? Nah. I'm trying to go back to my old camera. Is it going to work? I don't know. All right, let's sit with this. Nah. But we are here. You guys, welcome to the live stream, the post-game live stream. My name is Aaron Duncan with the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. Recap and analysis of the Panthers is what goes down on this channel. So please hit the subscribe button if you have not. Turn on bell notifications. That way you're here for the live streams in the future. And please give this video a thumbs up. It takes about 2 seconds to give a video a thumbs up. 2 seconds to get a video thumbs up. It doesn't cost a thing. It doesn't. But it is what it is. But I start off my live streams by saying, what up, though? If you're out here, man, let me know how you feeling right now. Let me know. Sound off in the chat. If you sound off in the chat, let me know. Because we got a lot to talk about today. Man. Today was not good. It was not good. And I'm a little bothered. I'm not going to lie. I'm bothered because I just didn't have a good feeling. I didn't. And people tried to come at me for not being satisfied with the moral victories. I told you, like the moral victories don't do nothing. Oh, we can play with anybody. We can play with anybody. Being able to play with anybody means nothing. Can you beat anybody? Or can anybody beat you? And that's what we learned today. Anybody can beat the Panthers, which is more of the same. It's not news. 4 total turnovers for Bryce Young, career high. 6 sacks given up by the O-line? That's a season high. Offense just stuck in mud. Turnover on the first possession of the game. Turnover on the first possession of the second half. Turnovers everywhere. The reason why we were hanging around with these teams and making it interesting is because you weren't turning the ball over. You weren't shooting yourselves in the foot. You weren't getting multiple false starts at home. You weren't. But now you look like the JV team that we once saw earlier this year. That the Cowboys really just got to sit there and show up because the Panthers going to do what they got to do to beat them. 17 points off turnovers. 17 points off turnovers. You got penalties left and right. You can't block a stunt to save your life. They're doing twists and stuff. The offensive line, I don't even know, man. Couldn't get the run game going. Couldn't protect the passer. And once we got down, it was just feasting time. It was feasting time for Micah Parsons and what's the dude name? Iggy Oguwandu, Odawanuele, whatever his name is, number 97. Bro was eating all game. Made Damian Lewis look like he had cement in his shoes. Made him look like he had cement in his shoes, just blowing right by him all day. All day. You just came out flat. You look unprepared. Were you feeling yourself? Why would you be feeling yourself? Why would you look, dude? I saw a tweet from the Robert Hunt interview. It said Robert Hunt. Let me come over here. Robert Hunt called this Cowboys contest a very winnable game. Said sloppy play from all phases, including from the O-line that gave up 10 QB hits and 6 sacks, led to the blowout. After 3 weeks of progress, Hunt said, hopefully this one will humble us a little bit. After 3 weeks of progress, Hunt said, hopefully this one will humble us a little bit. Hopefully this one will humble us a little bit. Why were you not humble before? You lost 4 games in a row. Why were you drinking your own Kool-Aid? You were listening to the fans, being happy about these moral victories. Should have listened to me. You should have listened to me. I was the one saying that these moral victories turn into bad habits because you have these turnovers, these self-inflicted wounds, and they start looking like games like this. This is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about, getting satisfied with these moral victories, especially when they're ending with you shooting yourself in the foot with drop passes or penalties or missed field goals or like blown coverages or missed assignments on rush lanes. Like, what do you mean? Humble us a little bit. Why were you not humble? How much humbling do you need to be at 3-10? You should be humble. 4-game losing streak, you should be humble. You didn't win these games. You competed, but you're not any different than any other team in the league that's played close against these teams. What? Hopefully, and I'm not even coming at Robert Hunt because if you watch Robert Hunt on the field, he's a very, very emotional, high energy player. I feel like he has a pulse on the team as a whole. So this is not to call him out in particular, because clearly he's talking to the whole team in the locker room when he talks about all faces and stuff. So it's not just to single him out, it's for the whole group. Why were you not humble? What? Come on, man. Come on. That's what happens when you start giving out these participation trophies, these moral victories, these crowning and stuff. Oh, we competed, we played close, and we still lost. But today was a win-win. Yeah, man. How humble do you need to be, dog? Let's keep it funky. Let's keep it funky. Why were you not humble? Come on, man. That's comical, bro. That's comical. And it's just a microcosm, man, of just everything. We just get satisfied with being okay, being all right, being close. We just want some hope. I just want entertainment. I just want the game to be interesting. Makes me sick, man. Makes me sick. Humble. Hopefully it'll humble us a little bit. Get out of here, man. It's comical. Comical, yo. Comical. Shout out to my guy Knucklehead K on the super chat. Said, what up, though? He said, like, subscribe, and join the Patreon. And I'd much rather finish our talk from last week. Well done, steak, please. We'll get to the food takes at the end of the show. We'll say the food takes for the end of the show like last week. We'll say the food takes for then. But appreciate you on the support, brother. As always. Shout out to Joe Clarity on the super chat. He's saying being favorite went to their head. I don't even know if I would say that. Because all this talk about, oh, the Panthers are fun. Oh, the Panthers are doing something right. They're building something. They really, really turned the corner. They're close. Look how close they played the Eagles. Look how close they played the defending champs. They should have beat the Bucs. These are moral victories and things you can build on. I told you, bro, winning just don't happen. You don't. The Cowboys don't care. They don't care about what you did because you didn't really do anything. They just blew a game on Monday to the Bengals. They could be tucking their tail, wallowing around. They don't care. They came on the road to your house and punched you in the mouth. They got after you on the quarterback. They beat you up in the trenches on both sides of the ball. They took your lunch money. Straight up. Straight up took your lunch money. Emptied your pockets inside out. Everything. Come on, man. You got to be hungry. Good. That good just can't be good enough, man. You got to be the enemy of good is great. Can't be satisfied where they at because they weren't even great or good. But let's start off talking about the defense, man. Shout out to my guy Damien on the super chat. Long-time channel supporter and watcher. My guy Damian Felder said his run defense makes me want to puke. Soft. SAWFT. Soft. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about the run defense because I talk about the defense. I didn't want to have too much to say, and I try not to be to come off too negative. I just try to keep it real. I said it. There was way too much credit being given this week to the defense. Oh, the pass rush. The Panthers lead the NFL in sacks over the last 3 weeks. What has been the difference with their pass rush? They've been getting sacks. If you looked at the numbers, their pressure rate was is in the bottom tier of the league, bottom third in pressure rate, but they had the highest amount of sacks. If you're not I'd rather you affect the quarterback than necessarily getting sacks. Getting sacks can be very, very misleading because our pass rush is not good. It's not serviceable. It's not competitive. It's not. If you're not affecting the quarterback, getting heat on him, it doesn't matter how many sacks you get. That's all everybody cares about is the sacks. But if you're not affecting the quarterback, it doesn't matter. If you're not affecting the quarterback consistently to make him make bad decisions, to make him rush throws, yeah, the negative play from a sack helps. But if it's only 30, if it's 30 dropbacks, you're getting 4 sacks a game, but you're barely getting pressure any other time, it doesn't matter. Those are just 4 negative plays out of the other 26 pass attempts. And there was just too much credit being given to a team that gave up 200 yards rushing last week. I'm going to tell you right now, there's a reason why Jalen Hurts was getting smoked in the media. There were plenty of opportunities. If you watch the tape, there were plenty of opportunities that Jalen Hurts just straight up missed down the field against us. I don't know what's going on with Jalen Hurts. I'm a fan of him, but he played like garbage, and he deserved all the slander he got. That game last week should not have been close. Jalen Hurts was the reason that game was close. There were spots to take advantage of for the Eagles against our defense in the secondary. Not to mention we gave up 200 yards rushing. But we're over here handing out pats on the back. We're talking about how many sacks they got. We're saying they were competitive, a valiant effort. Holding Saquon Barkley to 125 yards is good because he's the rushing champ. He's going to be the rushing champ. The defense, we have not been able to stop the run for 2 years. And that's just talking about to memory with this current defensive coordinator. We haven't been able to stop the run consistently for Lord knows how long. We have not. And it's just, and you could say, and people are telling me that the reason why the run defense is so bad is because Derrick Brown is missing. Derrick Brown is not going to set the edge. Derrick Brown is not going to help the bad tackling, which is happening on all 3 levels. Derrick Brown is not going to help this offensive line blowing us off the ball consistently across the board. Derrick Brown is not going to do all that. He's one man. So even with Derrick Brown last year, we were not good at stopping the run. So it's just not the excuses are they don't hold any weight anymore. They really don't. They really don't. They don't hit the same no more, guys. The excuses do not hit. This defense is bad. Yeah, they can be competitive at best, and they have some moments where they get stops, but they're just not on a down. Greg Olsen even said it. He said it on the broadcast. He said they're not going to win most of the plays out there. They're not going to win them. All they're going to do is hope they can get negative plays by blitzing and get some turnovers, hopefully. Greg said at the beginning, he was like, on a down-by-down basis, this team loses consistently. That's not sustainable. It's just not sustainable. And I understand we're looking at the draft, and I understand being prisoners of the moment, but the stuff swings from game to game. The Panthers need help everywhere. They need help everywhere. Offense can't get a big play to save their life. They got one today. That was the only thing they did. They can't get explosive plays. They need playmakers there. Defense, we got secondary guys that are watching passes go right by them, watching players run right by them, not making instinctual plays in coverage, losing one-on-one matchups on the outside consistently, getting blown off the ball in the trenches, missing tackles everywhere. This team needs everything. This team needs everything. 1 week, all the drop passes. Everybody said we need to go receiver. Last week, drop passes. We need to go receiver. But they're forgetting that we gave up 200 yards rushing to Saquon. Now the defense looks bad. Let's go defense, defense, defense. But our offense was stuck in mud because we forcing the ball to Adam Thielen on a play-by-play basis. This team needs a lot, man. This team needs a lot. And defensively, it's just pathetic. It hasn't been good all year. It hasn't. Trevin Wallace didn't play today. He was hurt. Claudin Sherrills, he played. He ended up getting hurt. Josie Jewell got banged up for a little bit, left the game. Didn't matter. Whoever was in there was getting tossed around. Whoever's in there was getting tossed around. Somebody asking about CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb cooked today. The one guy on the outside that you have to be aware of, they let him go off. And people are wondering, why isn't J.C. Horn shadowing CeeDee Lamb? Why isn't he following him? Listen to what Greg Olsen said. Greg Olsen said it. He was just like, CeeDee Lamb is one of them dudes that he's not an X, he's not a Z. He moves around everywhere. We don't really have a system where you can shadow. J.C. Horn is not going to go into the slot. CeeDee Lamb plays in the slot a lot. Not to mention he's going to motion. So no matter where you try to put J.C. on him, if we're not playing man coverage, it doesn't matter. We don't have that type of system when we follow and shadow guys. Y'all know that. I don't know why people get so mad about that. That's just not what we do. You can be mad at the system, but that's just not what we do right now. I don't understand why people are so surprised by this. He's never done that. J.C. Horn is going to play the short side of the field. That's the type of corner that they run in this system. They don't flip-flop sides. They don't stay on one side. He goes to the short side. Mike Jackson goes to the wide side. That's the system. Now, like I said, if you have a problem with the system, that's another conversation. But it doesn't matter. CeeDee Lamb goes to the slot, goes against Jordan Fuller, smokes him. Red zone, slot fade, one-on-one, smokes him. CeeDee Lamb had like 60 yards on that one drive alone. Smoking. It was easy. The coverage is not very confusing. We don't do a lot of window dressing. We weren't very aggressive in terms of blitzing. We line up and play ball. But when you have J.C. Horn, look, Mike Jackson is not a man corner. He's an off coverage corner. He's not comfortable playing up in people's faces and playing man coverage. That's not his game. So you can't play that across the board in man coverage with JC. We don't have the corners to be able to play the aggressive style of defense that y'all talking about. That's why a guy like Travis Hunter seems very appealing. He has that skill set to be able to do stuff like that. But that's just not in the tool chest for this defense. Clemens is saying, he's saying what Greg was saying, like what I'm saying. You don't have the tools in the tool chest to be able to play the type of defense that y'all are asking them to play with shadowing receivers and that's just not what we do. That's not it. That's not the system. It's not. But the defense just pissed me off, man. It I don't know. I don't know. It's and the other thing I'm pissed off is just our safety group in general. But we don't need help being bad. But the refs continue to do their best. I'm sorry, and I'm not even one of them type of get off of my lawn type of fans where I'm like, oh, I remember back in the old days you could do this and that and the third. But my goodness, that call against Xavier Woods was pathetic. Pathetic. It's pathetic. Because, like, if you're going to call that on Xavier Woods, that was clean. It was clean. But you want to miss the call on David Morgan hit in the face, which is your helmet. Just be consistent. Bill Vinovich is one of the worst. Him and Clete Blakeman, my God, they should be in the Hall of Shame of some of the worst refs. Bill Vinovich is one of the worst. Like I said, him and Clete Blakeman, they up there, bro. They up there. As two of the worst refs in the game right now, bar none. Bar none. And we just continue to get hoes on a weekly basis, man. It's just every week. Every week we get hoes. It's really almost, it's comical at this point. It's comical. Shout out to LJ on the super chat. So watching JC play good while CD go off just don't sit right. Got with me. Bro, we don't run we don't run a system that they just and most of his yards came on screens. That's the thing. The screens. We're giving up 19 yards on 2nd and 20. Just continue to give up big plays, secondary miscommunications. It doesn't matter. Like we don't, like I said, we don't run that system where JC can do that and follow and shadow and do whatever. I'm not sure what corners do that this league anymore. Does any? I mean, who shadows these days? I don't know. I'm curious. I'm seriously asking. Shout out to Mr. Luke Cage on Super Chat. Says, sorry I'm late. Icky makes me sick. For Tyrone's sake, can we go back to the 4-3? I hate losing to hoes. Bro. Look, man. I'm all for the 4-3. I just think we need to change the philosophy. It don't even got to be the 4-3 straight up. It can be, but I just think we need to change the philosophy. That's just me. I don't know what it's going to be or who it's going to be, but like I said, I think we just need a fresh start and change the philosophy. Personally, that's how I feel. And Najiro may be a good coach for somebody else when he gets better personnel and a fresh start. But I just don't know how things work out here. I don't see the optimism. I don't see the lighter side of things. I don't see us turning a corner and getting better. We have never progressed against the run. The pass rush is still pathetic. The tackling isn't good. People continually get smoked off the line of scrimmage. I haven't seen us make a negative play yet. When is the last time we've had a tackle for loss? When is the last time we had a tackle for loss by our D-line? When? We don't attack. We don't. People get tackled. They fall forward. We never push anybody backwards. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Personally. Heroes on X200. Shout out for your super chat. So in this upcoming draft, who do we get first? It don't matter. It honestly doesn't matter. We need help everywhere. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. That's why I'm not worried. I mean, I would love Travis Hunter, and that's the guy I want. But it honestly doesn't matter who we get. Not to the sense that it's all doom and gloom. It's just we need help everywhere. Anybody we get in the top 5 should be able to help this team because we just need help everywhere. There's not too many positions on this team where we can't stand to draft somebody to upgrade the talent. There's not a lot of places on this team where we're going to say, oh, yeah, I feel pretty good about the depth at this position. Let's not draft them. Maybe it was running back, but now that Brooks is hurt, taking a running back late don't sound too crazy either. O-line, we definitely need to draft somebody in O-line. Maybe not in the first round, but we definitely need to draft some depth and some competition. I done seen more false starts on our center over the past 2 weeks than I have in all my days of watching ball. I'm not sure why we keep getting false starts on our center. And it's not because, he moved the ball weird, and so it was a false start. No, K. Mays is in his stance, rocking back and forth. But the ball standing still. I've never seen a center commit a penalty like that. I never have seen that. Bro's falling back in the chair, but the ball was still there. On the center. Nobody can't start without you. How do you get a false start? The ball is in your hands. How do you move before the ball is snapped? I'm confused. It's a legit question. As a center, how do you get a false start? How? The ball is in your hand, in your right hand. How do you move before the ball moves? And you're controlling when the ball moves. You can't make this up, bro. You really can't make this up. You can't. You can't. You can't make this up, bro. Like literally everybody's waiting on you to start the play. But you get a false start. Nicole said she ain't never seen it before. Park Bomb said the center should be the only person to not get a false. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Robert Hunt had 2 of them things. Thielen had one. I'm like, bro. Yeah, Big Walk says it's nearly impossible to shadow the way the receivers move around. The defense ain't got no brake pads. He said the brake pads are worn out. That's why we can't stop the run. It's metal on metal, huh? It's metal on metal, huh? We can't stop nothing. True one, what up, though? What up, brother? Yeah, please hit that thumbs up, guys. But the O-line, man, I'm super disappointed. Was top 10 rated according to PFF. Today was not good. 6 sacks, 10 quarterback hits. Couldn't pick up a stunt. Getting smoked instantly. Damian Lewis inside. Ike Ekwonu had a vintage Ike game. It was bad. But Bryce Young, man, this was a huge step back. This is a huge step back. That first drive, we're moving pretty solid down the field in plus territory after getting a stop on defense to start the game. You're carrying the ball, nice cute little spin move on Micah Parsons, but then you drop that thing off. You dropped the ball off on the way to the ground, and he barely even went for the ball. It wasn't even a punch out. He barely went for the ball. You're not protecting the ball. You should have just went down. After that spin move, man, count your blessings and keep it pushing. Count your blessings and keep it pushing. But you're doing too much, not keeping the ball close to your chest. They hit you on the shoulder pad or the elbow or the arm. It wasn't even really the ball. And you drop it off. Now you turn it over. And that's a gut punch. It's a gut punch. Because all that stuff y'all had about feeling yourselves, the momentum from the past few weeks, gone. Like instantly gone. And now they defense feeling themselves. It's funny, too, because they have all these injuries on their defense. Trayvon Diggs is out. DeMarcus Lawrence is out. Deron Bland is out. Demarion Overshown is out. But they come out and put together a vintage performance. But I get excuses every other day. Y'all giving me excuses why our defense ain't good because one or two players are hurt. But they ain't put together performances like we saw today from the Cowboys. 6 sacks, 4 turnovers, 10 quarterback hits, 14 points surrendered. They play ball. They play hard. They play aggressive. But fumbled by Bryce. Then you come around trying to forcing the ball to Adam Thielen. And Greg Olsen pointed it out. JT Sanders is open on the outside, but I understand Thielen's your money man. You're going to force it in there. You force it across the middle. Tips and overthrows, those happen when you throw in a tight coverage across the middle. You got to be smarter at the decisions. You turn the ball over there at midfield. And then you get beat instantly. You got to hold on to the ball. I know he probably snuck up on you pretty quick. You're not used to these quick losses from our offensive line, but you got to hold on to the ball. You got to hold on to the ball. It's too precious. It means too much. And that was the opening drive of the third quarter. Look, we got that big play from Jalen Coker. We hadn't done anything all day. We wouldn't do anything else all day besides that big play of Jalen Coker. That righted all our wrongs. It went a huge, huge way for momentum. A huge way for momentum. But because you can see the defense came out and was doing their thing. They got that stop right after. It was 40-something seconds left or 30-something seconds left. They came out and got a nice stop. Before half, held them at midfield, forced that long kick, and we going into the second half feeling pretty good. Down 3 points, and you getting the ball back. That middle 8-minute window, the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half, it's a crucial point. You had a chance to kind of go 2 for 1, which teams usually do to us. You had a chance to do that and completely turn this game around. You get that big play over the top to Coker, you're feeling good. You're feeling good. But then the first play of that second half, fumble, sack fumble. And as And it just felt like they were still like hanging around. Whatever, we got that garbage time points and like kept it 2-possession game. But like you could tell that the Panthers were never really that close. It didn't feel like close. It didn't feel like we're gonna come back. Yeah, there's a chance and freaky stuff happens. It's the NFL, but it never felt like we were gonna come back. It never did. And it just shows you how big of a gut punch turnovers can be. We've taken care of the ball the past few weeks. That's why we hang around with teams we have no business hanging around. But when you give the ball away, you're going to get smoked by most teams in the NFL. You can't give other teams 4 extra possessions. 4 extra possessions you gave them. That's what it comes down to. You can't do that. You give them that many extra opportunities, you're going to get lopsided games like this. You're going to get lopsided games like this. That's just the way it goes. And it's unacceptable, man. And then Bryce was just a horrible throw down the middle of the field to Thielen. Some people were saying he had issues gripping the ball. I think it might have been the case. You can see him blowing on his hands all game, and like it was cold. Why wasn't he using his hand warmer? If you're that cold, use your hand warmer. If you need grip, spit on your hand. Yeah, the ball's going to be harder because it's cold, maybe a little bit more slick. Oh, well. Do what you got to do. Get some ticky-tack on your fingers. Spit on, like I said, spit on your hands. Use your hand warmer. Do what you got to do. It ain't going to get no warmer. 45, 46 degrees in the middle of December. That's a blessing. They just got smoked and hit in the mouth. Period. They got hit in the mouth. And it wasn't that we abandoned the running game, but when you turn the ball over and you get down 3 possessions like that, and then they start, when you do try to run the ball, they're loading up the box because they know what you're going to do. It is what it is. It is what it is. The running game wasn't good today either. You can just say, oh, why didn't we run the ball? It wasn't good. The first drive, it was decent. But it still wasn't that good. Most of Chuba's catches were out of the backfield. Yeah, everybody, Taylor Moe had everybody on that offense. I want to see the grades tomorrow. Because it was embarrassing. The offensive line should be embarrassed. Bryce Young should be embarrassed. If the O-line gonna keep playing like this, Chuba need to take them back to the Louis store and take back all that Louis Vuitton. I'm serious. Y'all don't need to be wearing no Louis. Take that Louis off. Stop feeling yourself, but save that for after the season. I don't want to see no Louis chains, no beanies, no jackets, because the Cowboys just came in and snatched all your Louis. They came in and did it. They punked you. Chuba Hubbard took him to the Louis store. Ended up going 10 carries, 32 yards. And 12 yards came on 1 carry. So outside of that 12-yard carry, he had 9 carries, 20 yards. It's about 2 per carry. Pathetic. Pathetic. Take that Louis back. Our backup running back is Mike Boone. Mike Boone is a backup running back. But Bryce has to do a better job of managing the game, yo. Like I said, he's in direct control of these turnovers. The ball has to be the most important thing. Because when we take care of the football, yes, the games are going to be close. But you can get smacked by anybody when you get turned over 4 times like that. And we just kept giving him extra possessions. I remember, what was it? It was at one point we had ran one offensive play, 11 offensive plays for 1 yard in the second half. I saw that graphic go up. It was never close. Arvera, what up, though? No, go ahead, K. Appreciate you on the super chat. So at what point do they discuss Icky not being the guy we need at left tackle? I think that ship is sailed. They don't really have no serious competition in there for him. We'll see how they feel about him in the offseason when it's time for his 5th-year option to be elected by the team. So we'll see how they feel in terms of long-term prospects. But it felt like he had turned the corner. It felt like the system had been very, very favorable. I'm telling you, a lot of it is a system. We run a lot of play action. We get the ball out quick with that 2.7 seconds. You don't have to block that long. But when you get into a game where it's just straight drop back, it ain't no run game. They don't care about the play action because we know y'all not really finna run it because we smoking y'all. When you put them in them true pass blocking scenarios, it really pulls back the layer and exposes our offensive line. False starts, missing stunts, just getting straight up whooped. Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis, both of y'all. Taylor Moton, you got some too. And Ike Ekwonu, you know you got smoked by Micah Parsons. Parsons had 2 sacks? And Cade May is getting false starts. It's a crazy world we're living in, man. A lot of crazy stuff going on. We got multiple false starts on the center. A lot of stuff going on, man. I just don't think they have a backup plan for left tackle if Icky don't work. So Icky got to work right now. And we don't need to be spending premium capital on no left tackle. We got way too many issues to be spending the block on left tackle. Shout out to Mr. Luke Cage on the super chat. Said Chuba had them boys in Fui Vuitton. They need Timberlands. They need to have them in business. They need to have some black Air Forces, some wheat Timbos. You right. I don't want my O-line iced out wearing Louis. Get them boys some flat screen TVs and some steaks and keep it pushing. And at the end of the year, then you can deck them out of some nice stuff. It's a valiant effort. But I want my O-line down and dirty. I don't want them fresh to death. Looking cool and cute in Louis. Took them boys to the Louis store. They came out and laid an egg. You hate to see it, bro. You hate to see it. Stream Bean Poppy, what up, though? Yeah, I would love to go get Garrett Wilson. Oh no, I spent 20 minutes talking about the defense. I'm so sick of them. Yeah, it did feel like we got outcoached, outplayed, outcoached for sure. A zero game plan, crumble it up, throw it out. We didn't have a game plan for protection. Outside of the script, with that first drive where we moved the ball to scripted plays, we had there was no rhyme or reason to these plays we ran. Everything was short. It felt like after the first turnover or two, we kind of went into our shell. It's like, I don't want to do this, don't want to do that. Canales immediately started losing faith in Bryce, it felt like. And then Bryce started losing faith in himself. Jeremy said, how did this happen? We the Panthers, bro. We the Panthers. We don't do good with expectations. We better when everybody counting us out. We better when we're not supposed to be doing what we're doing. That's what it is. It's a sad, sad world. Sad, sad state to be in. I hate it here. I hate it here. Yeah, I thought I thought we was gonna be I thought it was gonna be another week where the Panthers play close or beat somebody, and then the other team was like, "Oh, we got to do something here. We got to fire a coach. We got to bench a quarterback. We got to trade a wide receiver." It's been happening all year. I thought it was over with for Mike McCarthy. We giving Mike McCarthy life. Had they won on Monday, they'd be 7-7 right now, and in the hunt. I don't know how they lost that game on Monday. That was crazy. I've just never seen a block punt go against. Nasty work. It's just nasty work. Nasty work. Diabolical work. Sorry. Shout out to Knucklehead K on the super chat. There it is. Said with the first pick of the NFL draft, the Panthers select. Man, I don't know, man. The Giants ain't winning no more games. The Giants are bad, bro. They awful bad. They Michael Jackson bad. That's what we talked about. They Michael Jackson bad. Say at least the Panthers know how to complete a tank. There's no reason to tank if we got our quarterback. You tank for quarterbacks. You don't tank for random players. You tank for quarterbacks. You don't tank for random players. We got the quarterback. We need to win games and compete. These brothers don't know how to win. They getting too. We need to learn how to win so these boys will stop being satisfied with these losses. We got people that said they not humble. They had to get humbled. They didn't have enough humility after losing 4 games in a row. We broken. We should never be favored again. I doubt we will. It was a money grab. That's why I tweeted it out. I tweeted it out. I said, look, man, I said it feel like a Vegas trap, the Panthers being favored. The smart money was on the Cowboys, it looks like in Vegas. 72% of the money was on Dallas plus 2.5. But people started feeling themselves, bro. They started smelling that Louis. Bro. They sipping champagne. You know when you go to Louis, you spend a certain amount of money. They give you that champagne. They started feeling themselves. They were sipping that champagne, wearing that Louis Vuitton, the Louis beanies on. It was bad. It was bad, man. It was bad. We gotta we gotta fix our mindset. The players and the fans. Sadly, you had the plus two. What you mean? Sadly, you cashed out. You had the plus 2.5. You cashed out. But I'm so bothered by this, man. I wanted to believe, man. But yeah, Xavier Legette, he got hurt. He hurt his wrist and he missed the second half of the game. Coker played a lot more because Legette was hurt. I think he hurt his groin. They said Legette hurt his groin. Our best pass rusher today was J.C. Horn. J.C. had a sack. And nobody else really get close. And nobody else really get close to the quarterback but J.C. on that corner blitz. That was a good play call by Ajiro. I will say that. I was a good play call. Everything else, I can't really say nothing, bro. I can't really say nothing. But they let us down, bro. They let us down. They let themselves down. We'll see. They got a little taste of humble pie. We'll see what happens. But I just don't understand why you would not be humble. I'm going to say what we don't want to hear. Dak Prescott getting paid $60 million. Ain't no way y'all looking at quarterback. Ain't no way Dallas looking at quarterbacks. They pay Zach $60 million. Something like that. But yeah, man, it's not a good day. Not a good day overall. You gotta be able to handle your business, man. I would say you can't. You gotta be able to handle success, but they haven't had success. They had close losses, and they needed to be humble. That's a problem. Whether it's leadership from the coaches, leadership from the players, that's a problem. That is a problem. If that's a leadership problem. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And I understand that we have to go through these things and learn these lessons and learn how to handle certain scenarios. But like we lost 4 games in a row. You mean to tell me that finally being favored is and getting smoked? Making my facial hair itch. Rookie head coach and OC. Yeah, I mean, but like, come on, man. That's the problem. They got to get it together. And I try to say, like, the moral victories of losing close, that it doesn't just happen. Being good don't just happen, bro. It don't just happen. You have to build the habits. You have to build the mindset. You have to be able to not get into the habits of not shooting yourselves in the foot week in and week out, making dumb mental mistakes. And we saw it all showed its head today. It felt like we were straight straining. You know, you're trying to hold back a cough. Your face be turning purple. Your throat be hurting. Your neck expands. You straining, trying to hold back a cough. That's what it felt like. We were holding back all these bad plays and penalties and turnovers over the past few weeks. Because that's what we really are. But then today we just finally coughed it up. And everything kind of just fell out. Multiple penalties, multiple turnovers. The O-line couldn't block anybody. The quarterback couldn't hold on to the ball. The quarterback was giving the ball away. Special teams. Issues. Penalties. Please ignore Jeremy Davis in the chat. He's a Cowboys fan. He's confused. He's a confused Cowboys fan. He even confuses me. But yeah, man, we'll talk about it more this week. But I got to get up off here, man. I got to go eat. I'm hungry. I'm going to watch the night game. Y'all take it easy. Keep your head up. Love y'all. Peace.